class. For today's video, we're going to discuss chapter 1.1, the basic concepts on fractions. And here we're going to tackle basic concepts on fractions. So for example, similar fractions, dissimilar fractions, proper fractions, improper fractions, and mixed number. So, when you divide a whole into several equal parts, one or more several equal parts can be represented by a fraction. So, a fraction is a number which can be expressed as a quotient of the form n over d, where d, called denominator, is the number of equal parts into which the whole has been divided, and n, called numerator, is the number of parts that is taken. So, let's proceed to the given example. Example number 1. If a set of 1/2 objects is divided into 4 equal parts, then each part contains 3 objects, and we say that 3 are 1/4 of 12. Number 2. If a pizza is sliced into 8 equal parts, then each slice represents 1/8 of the cake, while 3 slices represent 3/8 of the cake. Then, a fraction n over d is said to be in lowest term, or in simplest form if the greatest common factor of n and d is 1. So, 2 or more fractions are said to be equivalent if they have the same simplest form. So, sa mga previous lessons, so pag pwede pa i-simplify, kailangan natin siya i-simplify into simplest form. So, for example, 4 over 12, so meron pa siyang simplest form. So, example number 1, the fraction 4 over 12 is not in lowest terms. So, since the denominator and the numerator and the denominator are not relatively prime. So, to reduce it to its lowest terms or simplest form, divide both members of the fraction by the greatest common factor or the GCF, which is 4, to obtain the fraction. So, 4 divided by 4, we have 1. 4 divided by 12, we have 3. So, which is the simplest form of 4 over 12. Okay po, class? So, number 2, the simplest form of the fraction 5 over 15 is also 1/3. So, why? 5 times, so divide both sides natin by 5. 5 divided by 5, we have 1. 15 divided by 5, we have 3. So, 5 over 15, 4 over 12, and 1 over 3 are all equivalent fractions. So, fractions which have the same denominator are said to be similar fractions. Otherwise, they are called dissimilar fractions. So, if magkaparehas yung fractions, a denominator rather, for example, 1/2 plus 1/2, so similar fractions, 1/2, tama. Then, if, for example naman, 1/3 plus 1/5, so dissimilar fractions. So, magkaiba yung denominator. So, to convert 2 or more dissimilar fractions into similar fractions, we write them as similar fractions whose common denominator is the least common denominator, which is just the least common multiple of the denominator. So, kukunin po, dyan na po papasok yung pagkuha ng LCD or LCM. Okay? Next. So, example, the fractions 2/3, 3/4, and 2/5 are dissimilar fractions. So, as you can see, magkakaiba yung denominator. So, we have 3, 4, and 5. To convert them to similar fractions, we determine the least common multiple of the denominators 3, 4, and 5. So, hanapin muna natin yung LCM niya or LCD. So, ano po ba yung LCM or LCD between 3, 4, and 5? So, since these numbers are relatively prime, the least common multiple is just the product of the 3 numbers. So, that is 3 times 4 times 5 is 60. So, alam ko naman na familiar na kayo kung paano kumuha ng LCD kasi na discuss ko na din yun sa inyo sa previous lesson natin sa GenMath. So, alam nyo na din po kung paano kumuha ng LCD. So this means that we will convert the three fractions into similar fractions with common denominator 60. So if you recall, this can be done by dividing the least common denominator by the denominator of one of the fractions and multiplying the quotient by the corresponding numerator. So solution natin. The result becomes the numerator of the new fraction. Thus, for example, so yung 'di ba LCD natin is 60. So 60 divided by 3, we have 20. 20 times 2, we have 40. So ayan po, dagdagan nyo na lang ng 0, hindi ko nalagyan ng 0. So 60 divided by 3, we have 20 times 2, we have 40 over 60. So, where 20 is the quotient when the LCD 60 is divided by 3. So, similarly, we can write the other two fraction as, so, yung isa pa kanina, 3 over 4. So, the LCD is 60. So, 60 divided by 4, 15 times 3. So, 15 times 3, we have 45 over 60. Then, 2/5. 60 divided by 5, we have 12. 12 times 2, we have 24. So, 24 over 60. So, when the numerator of a fraction is smaller than its denominator, so for example, 24 over 60, the fraction is called a proper fraction. So, otherwise, it is called improper fraction. So, example, 60 over 24. So, it is called as improper fraction. Okay po? Okay, so, addition and subtraction of fractions. So, ano ba yung mga steps on how to add and subtract fractions? So, to add or subtract two or more similar fractions, add or subtract the numerator. Okay? So, pag magkaparehas yung similar fractions, add or subtract the numerators. The result becomes the numerator of the sum or difference, and the common denominator will become the denominator of the result. So, kokopyahin lang yung denominator. No need to add or subtract. Just copy the denominator. When possible, this is reduced to lowest term. So, pag may lowest term, so kailangan po siya i-lowest term. So, to add or subtract two or more fractions which are dissimilar, so ayun po, pag magkaiba naman yung denominator niya, you must first convert them to similar fractions before performing the addition or subtraction. So, dyan na po papasok yung pagkuha ng LCD or LCM. So, to add or subtract mixed numbers, so pag mixed number naman, for example, 2 and 1/5, so, ito po yung gagawin natin. Add or subtract the whole number parts separately from the fraction part. So, if the result for the fraction part is an improper fraction, convert it to a mixed number and add the resulting whole numbers. So, in subtracting mixed numbers, where the fraction part of them subtrahend is larger than the fraction part of the minuend, borrow 1 from the whole number part of the minuend and add it to the fraction part. So, para mas makuha, so let's proceed to the given example. So, example number 1, so as you can see, mayroon tayo dito mixed number. So, example number 1, 3/5 plus 4 and 2/5 minus 2 and 4/5. Okay? So, ano ba yung gagawin pag may mixed number? So, solution natin first. So, ayan po, pagsamahin yung 4 and 2. So, since minus, so, kopyahin natin 4 minus 2, then copy plus, then quantity, copy 3/5, ayan, plus 2/5, and then minus 4/5. So, take note po sa mga operation na gagamitin. Kung minus, minus. Kung addition, addition. Okay? Para hindi mamali. Then, next, simplify. 4 minus 2, we have 2. And 3 plus 2, we have 5. Copy minus 4 over 2. Over 5 rather. So, copy 2. 5 minus 4, we have 1 over 5. So, the answer is 2 and 1/5. So, since nasa mixed number, we're going to convert it first into improper fraction. Okay po? So, pag mixed number, convert it to improper fractions. So, improper fraction is 11 over 5. So, paano po siya nakuha? 11 over 5. So, first, 2 times 5, we have 10. 2 times 5, we have 10. Plus 1, we have 11. Then, copy the denominator, which is 5. So, our final answer will be 11 over 5. So, next example, number 2. 1/2 plus 3/4 minus 2/3. So, in there, as you can see, magkaiba yung denominator niya. So, first, hahanapin natin is yung LCD. So, the LCD between 2, 4, 3 is 12. So, let's proceed to the next solution. Next step. 12 divided by 2, we have 6 times 1, we have 6. Then next, 12 divided by 4, we have 3. Then 3 times 3, we have 9. Next, 12 divided by 3, we have 4. Times negative 2, we have negative 8. So, 4 times negative 2, we have negative 8. Then, copy the LCD, which is 12. Okay, so our LCD is 12. Next, so 6 plus 9, we have 15. Then, minus 8 over 12. So, next, 15 minus 7 is 15 minus 8 rather. 15 minus 8, we have 7 over 12. So, that's our final answer. So, since proper fraction naman siya, so no need to do it or convert it into mixed numbers. So, pag improper fraction, saka po natin siya gagawin into mixed number. Okay po? So, proper fraction. So, next. Okay, so let's proceed to multiplication of fractions. Okay, so to multiply two or more fractions, multiply their corresponding members. Okay, so thus, the numerator of the product of the numerators, while the denominator of the product is the product of denominator. So, meaning, numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. So, pagdating sa multiplication, walang masyadong process na gagawin. So, next step. So, to make it easier to reduce the product to lowest term, the common factors of the numerators and denominator are usually cancelled first before the multiplication is performed. Then, if mixed numbers are involved, so if involved na yung mixed number, this may be converted to their equivalent improper fractions or the distributive property may be used. Okay? So, bawal po yung mixed number if multiplication yung operation natin. Multiplication of fractions. So, let's proceed to the given example. So, dito, hindi naman siya improper fractions. Hindi naman siya mixed number. So, 2/3 times 3 over 4 times 4/5. So, our solution is, okay, so multiply numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. So, first, 2 times 3 times 4 over 3 times 4 times 5. So, the result is 24 over 60. Then, convert it into lowest term. So, divide both sides by 2. So, 24 divided by 2, we have 2. And 60 divided by 2, we have 5. So, our final answer will be 2/5. So, since proper fraction naman siya, so no need to do it or convert it into mixed number. Okay po, class? So, next example. Okay, so letter B. So, in here, as you can see, mixed number siya. So, 2 and 1/3 times 3 and 3/4. So, first, bakit siya naging 7 times 15? So, ang ginawa natin is, convert mixed number into improper fraction. So, 2 times 3, we have 6, plus 1, we have 7. And 3 times 4, we have 12, plus 3, we have 15. So, over 3 times 4. Then, proceed. 7 times 15, we have 105. Over 3 times 4, we have 12. Then, 105 divided by 12, we have 35 over 4. So, since, as you can see, improper fraction po siya, mas mataas yung numerator sa denominator. So, we're going to convert it first into mixed number. So, mixed number of 35 over 4 is 8 and 3/4. So, para malaman natin na siya yung mixed number, so, check natin. 8 times 4, we have 32, plus 3, we have 35, and then copy the denominator, which is 4. Okay, so sa pagkuha ng mixed number, gagamitin nyo po yung traditional way of division. Okay, so bawal po dito gumamit ng calculator kasi ang lalabas dito is decimal po, decimal equivalent. So, gagamitin nyo po is yung traditional way of dividing fractions. Okay po? Or division. So, next. Okay, so let's proceed to division of fraction. So, since division is the inverse operation of multiplication, perform division of fractions by multiplying the first fraction by the multiplicative inverse or reciprocal of the second fraction. So, dito po sa division, we're going to apply here the reciprocal process. Okay? So, if more than 2 fractions are involved, follow the PEMDAS rule. Okay? Then, if mixed numbers are involved, convert this first to improper fractions before performing division. So, same process with multiplication. Pag may involved na mixed number, convert muna natin siya into improper fractions before performing division. Sa example, letter A. So, as you can see, mixed number po siya. So, 2 and 3 over 4 divided by 2/3. So, our solution is, so first, convert 2 and 3/4. So, 2 times 4, we have 8. Plus 3, we have 11. Then, copy denominator. Then, apply natin yung reciprocal. From division, magiging multiplication. So, ayan na po siya. Operation natin is multiplication. Then, reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. Okay? And, perform multiplication process. Numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. So, 11 times 3, we have 33, and 4 times 2, we have 8. Okay, so since improper fraction, so we're going to convert it into mixed numbers. So, the mixed number of 33 over 8 will be 4 and 1/8. So, check natin if correct. 4 times 8, so 32, plus 1, we have 33, then copy denominator, which is 8. So, our final answer will be 4 and 1/8. Okay? The next, so letter B, so 5 over 6 divided by 2/3 divided by 5 over 12. So, solution natin, copy the first fraction, which is 5 over 6. Then, division, magiging multiplication. Find the reciprocal of 2/3, which is 3/2. Then, again, division, magiging multiplication. And reciprocal of 5 over 12, we have 12 over 5. Then, so, perform the next step, multiplication process. 5 times 3 times 12 over 6 times 2 times 5. So, the result is 180 over 60. So, 180 over 60, the answer is whole number, which is 3. So, no more next steps. So, pag whole number, so yun na po yung final answer. Okay, so that's all for today's video lesson class. So, for your activity, sa module nyo po siya kukunin. So, mayroon tayong weekly plan. Isisend ko na lang sa GC po kung alin lang yung sasagutan yung activity, okay? So, see you on next video lesson.